It's another Sunday, and so welcome to Dadas. Karibuni sana. This is your real life experience women's talk show. On this show, we talk about everything and anything that concerns you if you are a dada. Karibuni sana. Today we want to talk about business. I'll give you a fun fact about business. That today over 60% of businesses, small and medium enterprises, are owned and run and managed by women, and they're doing a fantastic job. So to help me begin to unpack this, I want to welcome Miriam.
Thank you.
And I want to welcome Wambui. Karibuni.
Thank
You people are Mama Power, moving businesses in Kenya. I'm so excited about you. So I want to start with you, Miriam. What business are you in?
I'm in the business of food. My company is called Kenyaji's Foods, and I'm venturing in forgotten foods.
Aha.
So what I'm doing is basically it's vegetables. I do sell vegetables, like the Kenyaji vegetables, all the different types of Kenyaji vegetables.
So how do you sell them? Do you sell them packed, or how do you sell them? How are you different from my mama mboga?
Okay, the reason why I'm different from your mama mboga is that your mama mboga will sell to you raw vegetables,
Yes.
but what I do is I offer convenience. How do I go about this? Is that I source for the vegetables purely organic from the village, because sometimes when we buy vegetables here in Nairobi, I'm really not sure about the source. So I'm very sure 100% about my source. So when I get my vegetables, I get my women. I love working with women. So I get my
Yay.
women who
Yes.
come, and then
So you're literally taking business to the village.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. So they pluck the vegetables, and then we wash them clean. And then after washing them clean, we pre-cook. We do the initial stages of pre-cooking, because one other thing is that the Kenyaji vegetables have got to be cooked in a special way, which many people do not understand. So that is what I do. We pre-cook, and then after we've pre-cooked, we pack them into 1 kilo portions. So, and then we freeze. So if you buy a pack from me, all you do is just going to finish off, and you have a meal.
Okay.
How easy can that
And
be?
you deliver?
Yes,
So
we do
you deliver to my door?
Yes.
So on a Saturday, you will deliver for me, murenda, I don't know,
Yes,
whatever.
all those types.
Then I pack them.
Yes.
Then every evening I
And you
remove, I
defrost
put,
what you
I
need.
defrost what I
Yes,
eat.
yes.
That's fantastic. That's a really good, innovative idea.
Thank you.
What about you, Wambui? What business are you in?
I run a company called M&L Interiors.
Okay.
It's a furniture design company.
Okay.
So we're talking seats, sofas, beds, any kind of furniture. Yeah.
It's so funny. You don't look like a person in the furniture business. You don't look like you do any heavy lifting. So
I
if I
actually
come,
do.
I'll find you wearing an overall, carrying a bed.
Not necessarily, because I design and I have now fundis who we train and keep on training to execute what you want.
Okay.
Yeah.
So furniture, mbogas. How did you people get into business? How did you start, Miriam?
Good question. I should say that all the years that I worked, I always used to have a business that I'm doing on the side.
So you were those people
Yes.
who work somewhere, but the usiku they are doing other
They're
things.
doing something else.
Okay.
And this started, I should say this started way back in the year, it's very interesting. In fact, I think I should take it a bit back. I started doing network marketing, the time when there was craze of network marketing.
Yes, forever, I don't know what.
So all those companies,
Yes.
I've been into all those,
Okay.
tried it, and it worked. I made some money.
Okay.
And so that's when I started learning a lot of lessons through those presentations about business. And then I started feeling like, I really need to do something, on the side.
But you had a good job.
Yes, I did.
That is what, before you told me you had a good job.
Yes,
you
I
were
did.
comfortable.
Yes, I was comfortable. I was being paid very well. But there was always that need, that thing that used to just push me, you need to be independent and do your own thing. And so at some point I started selling, I think the first time I started selling fish, I became Mama Samaki. So
You were a fishmonger.
yes.
The ones on the road.
Yes, the ones on the road.
So you'd come from your big corporate job and you'd go to Gekomba.
Yes.
You buy fish, you come and roast.
In fact, what used to happen is I wake up very early in the morning, because when you want to get good fish, you have to go very early in the morning.
Yes.
So you wake up very early in the morning, the wee hours of morning, get into the market, get your fish, bring it home, do the first cleaning, and then leave it to drip off the water because when you fry, it needs to have dripped water. A lot of water needs to have dripped off the fish. And then after that, I go to work. So when I leave work, my mind is just racing. I need to rush home.
You had no time to sit in cafes.
No.
You have to rush home
Yes.
and go and fry your fish.
Yes. So get back home and then get ready to go to the roadside. And then at some point, when I don't have that chance to go to the road, I used to just take orders from friends. They tell me, get me this, get me that, get me that. And I put together. And I find that it also used to save a lot for me. Instead of going to the road, which used to take a lot of my time, I just have all these orders that are ready to be delivered.
So when you think about it, you've always run a business.
Yes.
You've always had, even when you're not running it physically, there's always one cooking in your head.
There is always one thing happening in my head. A lot of ideas and
Going on in your
business-related ideas, yes.
Okay. Wambui, did you also have the bag?
It's a bag.
It's a bag, yeah?
Bag.
It's something
True.
that you can't stop yourself.
It's a
Eh?
bag.
Okay. How
Yeah.
did you get into business?
I had a job.
Everybody had a job. Did you also have a nice job?
I would call it nice. I was a banker.
Uh-huh.
You know, it tested
I
income.
know.
Yeah, but I remember before I went for that interview, I had already planned I was going to Kampala and buy some bags to come and sell. So I went for the interview, and in the evening I went and bought the bags at Kampala and started selling. But when that was happening, I got called and was offered the job. Then at some point...
But at that point, you know how you never say no to the job. You take the job, but
I took the job.
But you're still selling the bank.
I was still
Actually,
selling
when you walk
stuff.
up now, you rock up, you're
Yeah.
looking for your customers
Sure.
in the bank.
Sure, yeah. But at some point I knew this bag is not going away. When I was resigning, I didn't even have a plan. So I just stayed home, raised my child. Then my mom told me she had done this job. She had been employed in a furniture design company. And she told me, we can do this thing, Wambui. When I started, I felt so good about it. I told her I would never look for a job. And she was making fun. I told her, if somebody gives you like a big salary, like 200K, you won't take it. I was like, no, I'm done. I want to do this. I want to give it 100%. And I'm in the third year of this furniture business, so it's not been a long time. But giving it 100%, yeah, is what has scaled us in a very short time. Yeah.
Miriam,
Yes,
if I
please.
gave you a big job in South Africa, Johannesburg, would you just abandon the boggers?
I don't think I would.
Do you ever think of going back to work?
Yes, I do. I should say there's even a time. That's a very good question because it relates to something that happened to me some time back. I actually had someone who came in, was referred by a friend based on my past record in the industry. They needed to give me a job in Nigeria. And it was a big job to go and manage like one of the prestigious golf clubs. And the salary was very attractive. I was almost tempted. But I thought about it and I just said, no, I don't think I'll do that. And I'm saying this because I faced a setback some times back, which was in 2014, whereby I was running this business and it was very stable and doing really well. I had even managed to recruit like 2 employees. And then I got derailed.
You took a job.
I took a job. I took up a job, and it was a very attractive job. And I was told, you know what, you have to help us recruit the first 8 managers in the country, and we want to take you to the US to take them for training. And I was like, why not?
Sounds nice.
So I actually started going to that job, and I realized that, you know, now I'm not giving these kienyeji's the attention that it deserves because I've already built a customer base, and they depend on this product. So I realized I couldn't just
You couldn't do the two things. At some point you had to
Yes,
choose
because it was an
between.
8 to 5 job. But now I had this excitement that I'm going to the US, you know, and so this can wait because whatever I'm going to earn as a salary is going to be a very good salary. But still, the kienyeji's company struggled. It struggled to a point that I had to just stop it now, close it, stopped the employees from working and focused on this other thing because now I left the country and was away for some time. But I take it. I took it positively because I learned so many things, which from there that I'm trying to also do here in my business.
There's
right
never
now.
a wasted.
So it wasn't a wasted opportunity because when I came back, I felt when I came back, I realized that that knowledge that I got is what has actually built me to be what I am and improved me so that I'm able to now scale up this business to those standards.
Yeah.
Because I was working for one of the best franchises in the US, in the world, actually, I should say in the world. And I had an opportunity to go to their commissary to see how they do the bulk production,
And the
how
packing.
they do the packaging, how do they do the deliveries, the delivery system, the softwares they use. And to be very honest, I'm going to duplicate all that in my business.
Cut and paste.
Yes.
Wambui, when did you decide it was furniture? You told me you've done bags, I don't know, you've done what? Like every good mama in business,
Yeah.
you've tried your hand in many things.
Yeah.
When did you finally decide, okay, now I finally now have to stop everything else, I have to give this 100%?
As I said, my mom, she had done it. And she happened to be called by somebody to manage her business. And she went and found out that person was working from her house. So she told me, you know what, Wambui, I have a compound and you don't have to go and find a workshop somewhere. We'll start from here. And that's what we did. We bought machines and we started working from that small space. And it worked. It worked. We started with what we had.
Yes.
Her backyard.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You told me your first business investment was your mom sent you 2 sacks of mbogas from Ushago.
Yeah.
It's very interesting because when I wanted to revive this business, I had gone through something. I had gone through an experience which was not very good, and it took me like backwards.
So you've come from the States.
Yes.
You come and you have a trauma.
Yes.
So
and
now
then,
you think, okay, let me go back to
that business, because I was also doing trainings a lot in Tanzania. So, and I had 2 very strong accounts there, which I used to travel like twice a year. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to these kienyeji and just focus on it and give it 100%. I don't want anything to do with all these other things that I'm doing, because they are not helping me build this. And it is more, from the look of things, it looks like it has more potential to grow than all these things I'm chasing after. Because I was doing consulting in the hospitality industry, I'm doing these trainings. And then at one point, I left kienyeji to go to Tanzania for training. And when I'm there, everybody's calling me, hey, we need this, what do we do about this? And I'm like, no, this business needs my attention. I'm going to give it my 100% attention. So I had to stop doing all those things, put them aside and said, I'm going to focus on this. Whichever way, even if I struggle, I'm going to struggle, but I'm going to make sure I take it to the next level.
You've brought me to the next point. What are the challenges of a startup? I think both of you are, and especially when you're a woman.
The challenges could be, what I can say is finances. Personally, I didn't have money because I've got other responsibilities that I'm taking care of as a single parent. So I didn't have anything. So I called my mother back in the village and I told her, listen, I'm stuck. I need to revive this business. I already know what I need to do. I have got some packaging material, and I've got, I've got a few of my equipment for cooking and everything else, utensils I've got. So what I need you to do is just to get me like some vegetables to start on. And she said, okay, fine. So she went around, her and my dad, they're back in the village, retired. So they got me 2 sacks of vegetables. That is what I started with.
That's how you began.
Yes. And I started building on that. Sell, build, started getting more, building on it, up to where I am right now.
I'm so excited. Start with what you have.
You start with what you have.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait for things to be perfect.
Yeah. You begin where you are.
Where you are.
Okay. Like she began at her mother's
Exactly.
in your mother's backyard.
I also work from home.
Yeah. So you also work from
Yes, I
home.
work from
it
home.
makes things cheaper and you're able to
Easier,
turn a
yes,
profit.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. What are some of the the exciting things about being a businesswoman? The upside.
Before I say the upside, on the challenge, with starting with what you have, and also pitching your ideas to the people close to you. She pitched to her mom.
Yeah, you pitched to your mom.
I pitched to my husband about the finances, because we got the backyard, but still we needed machines, which we needed money to buy those machines. I pitched the idea. Luckily, he's in finances. He has a high risk appetite, so he was sold and he started us off. Now, on the exciting bit.
So for you, it was your husband was your financier.
Yeah.
And for you, it was your parents.
Yeah.
Yes, really.
Yeah.
Back at home, who,
Yeah.
Exactly.
who are your real financiers?
Yeah.
Isn't that a learning point for women? Because
Yeah.
sometimes we think we'll begin a business when we have a bank loan.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the bank will tell you, show us a bank statement of your business.
Yeah.
We don't finance
Yeah.
startups.
Yeah.
So as a startup, you have to really think of pitching the idea to those who are
Yeah,
very,
make use of the resources around you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't think it will happen
Yeah.
with other things.
Yeah.
It will happen with what you have.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then passion, because when you pitch with that passion, people will see.
Yeah, I
like
can
this.
imagine you selling
Yeah.
to your husband.
The exciting bit is seeing it grow, seeing your first, seat, selling your first seat, having a customer come back, having a customer refer you to another customer. It's just so exciting.
It's very exciting.
It's so exciting.
Because you're producing something that people want.
Yes.
You feel like you're doing something useful.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I feel like the work we do, like when somebody has a nice, comfortable seat, I feel like it's dignity. You're dignifying them by giving them a piece that will serve them well also. Value for money. So when you see them coming back, you're like, these things served them well. They couldn't have come back if they didn't like the first thing that they got here. Yeah, so that gives me a lot of joy.
Okay. Miriam, what are your wonderful moments in your business? Like the ones you think, phew, this is where I got into this thing. This is the reason why I wake up every morning to do this.
My customers.
When they ask you for more burgers.
Yes, especially the repeat customers. And I have got specific customers who just place their orders like weekly order or monthly order for that sake. And when they come back and they are all full of praises and happy about what I'm doing, that keeps me going. That keeps me going, and it's very encouraging. And it has really helped me, and also to keep improving, because I should say I've grown with my customers. When I started, I wasn't what I am right now. I was very limited to very few vegetables that I was doing.
But they
then
keep asking
you
for...
keep finding someone telling you, why don't you try out this? Why don't you try out that? And then now you see the beauty about it, like what Wambui said about passion. Being a hotelier by profession, having done food production as part of my course, and high school, I loved home science. And I remember after school, I used to bake wedding cakes and sell for people, and bread. I used to sell bread in my local village. And so I just have that passion for cooking. And it reminds me also of my grandmother and my dad, who love cooking. So I used to be very keen to learn a lot of things from them. So it's like I'm just now downloading all that I learned then.
You're putting it together.
Putting it together.
With the hotel,
yes.
where you came from,
exactly.
you're traveling, every skill. So you're sort of bringing it all together
all
in your
together
business.
And giving it that professional touch, because majority of people who run hospitality establishments are not hoteliers by profession. So you can imagine, if you're a hotelier by profession, you'd always want to give it that professional touch to your business in terms of your customer service, your production, making sure you're following the rules, and the standards of production. So that is exactly what I'm doing. And I feel it is so fulfilling. It is very, very fulfilling.
Okay. I'll move back to Wambui. Do you ever have months when you just wish you just shut down this biashara and just go home and never see the shop again? Do you ever have those moments when I'm just tired of this thing?
It's actually interesting that when I was called to do this interview, I actually said God has a very good sense of humor. I've had the most ridiculous quota of where you feel like even waking up sometime is difficult. Yeah. You're like, I've given it my all. Why is this not working out? But the passion wakes you up. It wakes you up. And I was sharing with Mishi and telling her, every time I'm going through such a thing, I feel like I'm being nudged to move to the next level.
You have to invent
to create, because you have to get out. You have to get yourself outside that hole. And keep soaring. So instead of, saying, oh my God, what is this? I actually embrace it and I say, okay, what's the learning here? What can I take out of it? Because every situation comes with a learning, with a lesson. So I take the lesson. What can I do better? Can I add something else? Is there anything I can add to this business, like another line of business? Because you see, because I do furniture, you can add curtains to it, you can add carpets to it.
You can even add small things
Exactly.
that move quickly.
Exactly.
Like
so
pillows
that
or something.
I make it easier for my clients. Like when I come to your house, I've done everything for you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mishi, do you ever wake up and think, "Ay, nimechoka"?
It happens, just as Wambui is saying. It's interesting, we were sharing before we came for this show.
Yeah.
And personally, what I do is I have to just become creative. Come up with an idea that will push now the vegetables, because my business is so interesting. If you don't have anything interesting that you're doing, the vegetables do not move. So that's when I started
Have a
introducing.
promotion,
Started introducing
bring a new
the
burger.
chicken products. I started introducing protein items.
I see.
Yes, whereby I selected, like I do a very special chicken, traditional way, very healthy, because I'm also really focused on, lifestyle changes for people and eating habits, and to combat lifestyle diseases. If you look at our old grandparents, they lived very long. Why? Free from lifestyle diseases. Why? It's because of the food they ate. And this is the kind of food that I'm trying to introduce. So I capitalize on that and I say, okay, fine. In as much as I may feel low and like I really don't want to move, like one of the challenges I've had, like the greatest challenge is stealing from staff.
Stealing your
vegetables, and you find that the yields are not really making sense, and you're not making the expected amounts of money that you should, So you have to keep, waking up, dusting
yourself up,
dusting yourself, and
then you just keep going.
moving, keep moving, change them, bring others. I really don't fear doing that as long as I get things right. And to add on that, I'm hands-on, so I run it fully. So I sometimes get tired, I've done too much. It reaches 1 a.m. I'm still awake. I still have to pack these vegetables. If they sleep overnight, they're going to go bad. So I must get them into the freezer. And I'm all alone now doing that. And my cue, I woke up at 4 in the morning to go and get those vegetables.
So it is not a joke, eh?
It is not a joke.
It's hard work.
It's hard work. And you have to accept to get dirty.
Yes. Otherwise,
That's
everything will
bit
be
of it.
stolen.
If you look at my picture when I'm in the market and I'm going to the buses to pick my burgers, and you'll see me now dressed up, you'll see two different people.
Thank you, ladies. We are going to go into a break. Okay. When we come back, I want us to I'll introduce someone else.
Okay.
To come and just cap what our discussion. But I also would like us to talk about, we're women. I'd like us to talk about how does this being a business person affect your family? How different is that from working? So Dadas, don't go too far. Get yourself like a hot cup of tea. We'll be right back. Okay. Welcome back. We've been talking about women and business, how to start, how to run, how to manage, and even how to sell businesses. We're joined by Alice. Alice, you're very welcome. Alice is a creative director in an interior company, but she's also a coach. In her village, she coaches women to start businesses and to grow their businesses. Karibu sana.
Thank you so much, Pauline.
I think I'll start with you because you were not here before. Having dealt with women, especially in the village, what are some of the things you notice that are peculiar about women and business, how they do business?
Well, from the village, women are not very conversant with biashara. So I've had to coach them, teach them what business is about, and tell them that they don't have to just sit in the house and wait for their husbands to go do the mjengo ama the odd jobs. They need to, other than just rearing children, they need to get into things that are going to generate income and be of benefit to their families.
Okay.
Yes.
So many of them are quite happy to stay at home.
Yes, and most of them are not very educated. So you really have to start from the scratch, encourage them, tell them the importance of even taking their children to school, because it's going to benefit them in the future.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. I was actually talking to Miriam and Wambui, and we were talking about how women do business differently. Whenever women do business, they do it for the family. So they do business not for themselves. And so one of the things that has always suffers when women do business is that they don't invest in themselves. Where the men will be very happy to pay for a course or go to a golf club to meet people, women will shy away and sort of, they don't want to put too much money in themselves. Mishi, what's your opinion of that?
That is very true. Actually, I thought about it. It's interesting you brought this up because I felt, I need to invest in myself, maybe do a course at the Strathmore Business School in business so that I can improve on how I run my business. And another thing is about investing in yourself. Like I am a fitness enthusiast, health and fitness enthusiast. And so every time I go to the gym, you'll always find me carrying my bag with vegetables, going to sell to the gym goers, and talking to them about the healthy lifestyle and eating healthy and what I'm doing. And I can't say I've done that much, but I need to improve. But whatever you're saying is very right. I mean, women need to network better.
That's
network
true.
better because I think we waste a lot of our time doing things that most of the time don't add too much value. They don't add too much value. Like when we go for baby shower, I'm not saying baby showers are bad or bridal showers are bad, but we need to have forums like men when they join a golf club, you find them networking, they're discussing this business deal, discussing that business deal. As women don't do that. So we have got to improve on that. And it's something I've actually thought about and I need to work on that, on becoming better on that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And not feeling shy. What do you think? Not feeling shy about putting money in yourself.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It's very important. There's no you're going to grow without like adding unto you. You'll just be empty and you can't pour from an empty cup. You just have to meet people who have gone before you. I actually think the idea of even a mentor is actually very good. Someone to hold your hand, somebody who went 15 years before you, to hold your hand and to tell you know what, there's even depression in business. People don't talk about that. You've hit rock bottom and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm a failure. I can't achieve something. That person will tell me, I will tell you I failed like 15 times. I just wake up, dust myself and go back and give it my all. And failure sometimes is a good lesson. Yeah. I listened to a South African entrepreneur called Vusi saying he doesn't invest in any entrepreneur that has never tasted failure. Because now you have a very, very important lesson. When you're going back, you're giving it your all. You can't afford to stay without investing in yourself. Yes. You'll actually get a burnout because you won't move from one level to another. So you keep on, it's a carrot race.
Going round.
Yeah,
and
you're going
round
and round and round. You don't have anything to add to what you're doing. You interact with other people, you'll know how to market better. You'll actually get customers from those places. You interact with them and you learn quite a bit. You have to go out there. You have to go out there.
I know, Alice, you're part of a network, a Christian business women's network. What do you do there? I hope you don't just meet to drink tea and gossip about each other.
Yeah, that's personal development. We realize that we need to network as women. So a group of my friends, the people that we go together with to showers, baby showers and chamas, we decided we need to come together, keep each other accountable. So it is a Christian women business network where we meet. We have a coach who comes, talks about business, how to improve yourself. We get to network. You meet people in different areas than what you do. And it's such a very important thing. Okay. It's a very nice forum. Okay. So I would encourage women to look out for such forums. If there is a Global Leadership Summit, you subscribe and attend. You learn so much. You listen to different people who've been there. And they will give you insights that will help your business grow and you'll be able to help other people. Exactly.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, and I'll start from here and come this way.
It's all right.
Women don't scale up. That's another thing that's a challenge for women, scaling up. Men, when they get into business, they have a big idea. And even if they don't get to the end of the big idea, they already had a big idea. So even if they were aiming for the moon, if they reach the sky, they're better off. But women, we somehow get into a business and we didn't have a big idea. And then so eventually, the business fizzles out and dies. What do you have to say about that?
First of all, for whatever business you've ventured in, I think it's important to improve your product. It's very important. Otherwise, you'll become irrelevant because things are changing, times are changing. You need to embrace the social media. The young people have very amazing and interesting ideas, so you really need to bring them on board. Otherwise, you'll become irrelevant, and within no time, you will die. Yeah, so it's important.
What do you think about scaling up? For example, your furniture. How are you going to scale that up?
Delegating.
Yeah.
Delegating duties. When you're starting up a business, you're everything to that business. You're the seller, you're the marketer.
You're the tea girl.
You're the tea girl, you're the messenger. You do everything. But with time, you have to mentor people to be able to train them and release some of the things that are not your core. Because you can't move up with all that. You can't. You have to be light to go up. So I think you have to do that. You have to mentor people. You have to improve your product. You have to read in your area of business.
You have to become the business captain in that area.
Exactly. And you can't be able to do that if you do, like she's saying about social media. I was doing all that social media, but I had to get somebody who knows to do that, and they do that full time for even other people. And it took a load out of me. You know, I was so free when I give that job to that person. And that we've also created employment. Yeah. That's the only way you can scale up. You have to develop yourself. You have to release some of the duties. You have to focus on improving your products. And you have to keep on learning. You have to stay curious. Because the world is changing. You have to stay curious all the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mishi, how do we scale up? How do we make this thing big, international?
Okay. That's a very good question. I've actually been working on that for my business. And one of the things I did was to start setting up standard operating procedures. We call them SOPs. So whereby you work on a manual for operations, and whereby you have everything set up. When you bring in new staff, you don't need to train them that much. There's already a manual that is in place that has got all the recipes of the production of the items. So they just know that if I get this amount of vegetable plus this, I need to get this kind of yield. And we have it with pictures, and they know the packaging is done like this. You have to wait for it to cool for this. So that is what a standard operating, the manuals will do. And so that will help me now to ease off and have some other people into the company doing the production work. Because right now I've been doing almost everything myself.
Until 1,
yes,
and wake up at 4,
yes,
because you're the one packing them.
But it's been a good experience because, you know, you learn a lot. And so through that is how now you're able to even develop these manuals. And then secondly, you know, sometimes I like doing a self-analysis. You know, I'm so strong in the operations part of it, but when it comes to the accounting, bookkeeping, I'm not very good. So I need that person with that kind of a strength. So now there was that need that I need to get a partner into the business who will come in strongly now to take care of that bit, the strategic part of it, and putting things together so that we are running this business as professional entrepreneurs. So I always say, you know, this thing of running a business like a hustler, we need to get out of this hustler mode and run things professionally. So that is the point I'm getting to. And then thirdly, I've been operating from home. And so most of the time you find I'm so limited, whereby when customers call and ask, where are you located? You know, you can't show 1,001 customers to come to your house to collect their vegetables. So that's why I've been so limited to deliveries. But now I'm moving to a location.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Which should be open very soon. We identified a location which is a central place whereby now it's easier for my customers to come to the location. And we'll also have a small eatery whereby they can still sample out the foods and they can carry a pack home from what we are already doing currently. Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very
much. You are thinking international.
I know.
Thank you.
And to add on what Mish is saying, I think when you're scaling up, research is important.
Very important.
You need to research on the product that you're dealing with. You get experts. You get different views from different people and get to understand the product better and improve it. Yes. Because if we are in 2019 today and we are doing this, tomorrow, 2020, we'll be doing something very different. And so if you want to stay relevant in the market, I think it's very paramount to spend some time in research. Yeah? Okay.
I think one other thing I've noticed about women in business is that when they are lives are doing well, when their marriages are doing well, when things are going well, when their children are going well, the women thrive in business.
Oh, definitely.
When things start going badly, somehow the women and their businesses just start
Dwindling.
they
Yes.
dwindle.
Yes.
What is your feedback on that?
I think women have a challenge in separating emotions, family, and business. And that's where you really need to come clear. You have to take a call with yourself. And if it calls for you to involve a counselor to help you to know how to separate the two, because if you bring issues za nyumbani to the business place, to the marketplace, then definitely it's going to affect your clients. It's going to affect every other person that you're working with. So very important.
Yeah.
Women should learn to manage their emotions and separate the two.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually also delegate at home.
Yes.
Like you have to also manage your home very well,
Yes.
because it's ultimately going to affect your work.
I know. If every
Yeah.
day you
Yeah.
don't have a house girl,
Yes.
it means that you
Clearly.
can't come
Yes.
to
You
work.
can't perform.
Yeah, you
You
can't come to
understand?
work.
Because
Yeah.
some women, they don't have house girls
Yeah,
every day.
yeah.
So every day, half of the day is
Yeah.
wasted because they have to stay at home
Yeah.
or carry children.
Yeah.
So you have to really learn
Manage
how to
your
manage your
home
life.
and also manage your time. And because I'm a Christian, I'd say the Bible says be fruitful, not busy. So manage your time. There's a difference. There's a difference.
Be fruitful, not busy.
Yeah, you can be so busy, but yet the product, nothing to show.
nothing.
Nothing to show. Just manage your time. And it's something, trust you me, I'm speaking. When I'm speaking, I'm
You're
talking about
speaking to yourself.
to myself. Because for the first 2 years, I was just giving it everything I got, which is good. But I didn't realize I also needed to take some time and relax so that I can come refreshed and give it my all tomorrow. So you manage your time. If it's not time to work, rest. If it's time to work, give it your all. Because it's about what, at the end of the day, is results. Yeah. You know, we are so addicted to saying how busy we are, and there's nothing to show. It's results. You manage your time. If it's time for work, it's time for work. And then the tricky thing about business, you're not employed. So no one is going to manage your time. Discipline comes in. You
Don't
have-
spend all day talking on
Yeah,
the phone.
you
or,
have to
or your
regulate.
friends. Have you noticed when you open a business, your friends come in
Yes.
to sit there
And
and
sit the whole day
drink and
wasting
sit the
time.
whole day wasting your time?
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to say no. Like
Yeah.
you're not supposed to say
Even
you
client
know.
meetings, set times.
Time,
I'm only available for 20 minutes. Why should you spend an hour and you said I'm available for 20 minutes? Yeah, because now that is eating into sometime you should have done something else. Yeah.
And I think you should also take holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah? Women are
Go
very,
holidays,
very, yeah,
but then
very
you
mean
never go
with...
anywhere.
Yes, and when you're up there enjoying yourself, you might get an idea. If you travel to South Africa, remember Esther Passaris? She went to South Africa and came back with Adopt a Light. Yeah?
Yeah.
So we need to take the holidays, the breaks. You come back rejuvenated. Yeah.
Mishi, you said something really important. That what you learned when you were an employee. If you're a bad employee, you make for a bad business person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you please tell us a little bit about that? Like, if you're a bad employee, don't think you're gonna be a bad
Exactly.
employee and walk into a business and make it.
Exactly. That is one topic that I really like talking about. That is your attitude. If your attitude is not right at the work environment, there's no way you're going to run your own business successfully. Because what happens is you find that most employees, they are busy shortchanging their employers. And then they expect to leave their employer and go and run a business successfully. The attitude you give towards your business, your employer's business, that is geared towards its success. That should be the same attitude that you should take to your
Business.
to your own business. Personally, when I was working, I always used to give it my all. Like, if this was my business, how would I feel? How would I run it? You know? So I was always happy to see my employer succeed. Because I knew if I carry that attitude in my workplace, then I can always duplicate it to my own business. And that is exactly what I'm doing right now. So attitude is key. So you'll find people employed and they're thinking that, yes, I don't want to work for this employer, I want to go and run my own business. And yet they were very busy shortchanging the employer, the company is not making money when they are on duty, you know, that kind of thing.
Or they are busy leaving their coats.
Yes, and then I used to ask my employees most of the time when I was working, like, you know, how would you feel if this was your own business and you're running it down, you know?
That's a very good question. We have to wrap up. This is such an interesting topic, but we have to wrap up. Your closing thoughts? my dear?
My closing thoughts would be use your personality. Like, I look back and some of the things that, teachers in high school would say, Wambui, you're so jumpy, you're all over the place, are the exact things that work so well for me. My biashara requires me to have a lot of energy. I'm a people's person. I talk a lot. And it works for me.
Use what you've got.
I use what I get. I use my personality. That's what works for me. I talk to clients. I energize my employees by motivating them. Use what you got. If you're a creative person, use what you got. Your personality is there to serve you.
Great.
Yeah.
That's a very good thought. Take us home.
I think I agree with Wambui, but I'll say when you're talented and you're consistent in what you're doing, it is going to yield results. And don't be selfish. If God has lifted you to a certain level and you're in a place where you can offer guidance and mentorship, do that. Give back to the society. Don't be selfish and make a lot of money and don't want to mentor someone else who is going to make it in life. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies. I wish you well. May you prosper in your businesses.
Thank
May
you.
they do so well. May they surprise everybody. And to you, Dadas, those of you in business, this was just a tip of the iceberg. These ladies, I hope you'll be happy to come back.
Oh, yes,
Yeah, and tell us how your businesses are doing. And for those of you who are thinking of starting your businesses, fly. Yeah? Jump. Maybe you can start pole, but jump into it. So until next Sunday, have a great week. Baraka.